everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I have something a little bit different for you. So if you've been following me for a long time, you'll know last year I did do a little bit of Christmas content. I was very new to YouTube last year, so I didn't do a lot, but I did do like a little crafty kind of Christmas thing. So this year I decided to do something again and film it for you. So here it is. This is my little Christmas project for this year. It is like it's a baking crafty kind of project, and I'm not good at crafts, okay, so don't feel like you have to be good at anything, because you really don't. And don't forget the motto of my channel is your best is good enough, okay? So I do my best, you've only got to do your best, okay? So myself and my mum, because she is the crafty person in my family and mum helps me out a lot with a lot of things, so me and mum decided to just do some nice crafts to make as gifts, okay? So there's a variety of different things, you know, little ideas and suggestions that we put together that you could make, which would be really good for gifts, like for teachers, neighbours, friends, family, kids, Christmas Eve boxes, you name it, you could use these things for anything. Some of them I've sort of like wrapped up a little bit just to show how you could wrap it and gift it, but also put your own stamp on it. Just do what you like, wrap it how you want, or don't. You know, box it up, don't, like whatever you want to do, okay? This is very much take a bit of inspiration, make it your own kind of thing, or if you need to copy it, then feel free to copy it. You know, as long as you push the like button, I don't mind if you copy it. Anyway, we just thought it'd be nice just to put together a few little ideas for, like I said, just Christmas gifts. Or do you know what? You don't even have to gift them. You know, feed the kids. You know, so I've put together a photo of everything I bought. I actually didn't use everything. I went to cheap places to pick up things so that I could keep the costs down, okay? So I went to Home Bargains and B&M to get all the bits that we needed. There's a couple of things I couldn't get from there, so we went to Tesco. But I made a point of trying to keep this to a budget. I wanted it to be cost effective, and I didn't want it to cost a fortune to make and gift people. You know, and we made a lot with each thing as well, so there could be several gifts of each type to give to people. So anyway, I'm going to show you what we've made. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know your thoughts or comments. Please like it if you enjoyed it, and let's get on with it. The first thing that we decided to make were chocolate bomb spoons, okay? So here's my mum melting the chocolate for me, bless her. So I had a look for plastic spoons originally, or I was kind of hoping to find wooden or bamboo, something a little bit more eco-friendly. Couldn't find any of those. All I could find was plastic spoons that were coated in metallic colours, and I thought, well, that's all just going to rub off. In the end, I decided to get these candy cane spoons. They're edible. You can eat obviously the whole thing, which is fantastic. So I thought I'd give it a try with those, and it worked out pretty well in my trial run. So here we are making a whole batch of them, and these are the candy spoons. So I got those from B&M, and they were £1.99 for a packet of 8, I think it is. So we melted, it was 4 or 6 bars of chocolate. And then I've got these little shot cups. That's what they are. They're shot or jelly sort of sized ones. They were the perfect size to stand the spoon up inside, and the right amount of chocolate. So what I did was I put in, I think it was 2 tablespoons of chocolate, and it wasn't quite enough. I realised I had put more on in my trial run, so I did add an extra tablespoon there a bit later on. So we just filled up all the cups there, and I did line them with cling film, as you can see. Now, when I did this in my trial run, it worked perfectly. The cling film's not a problem. However, on this day, the cling film did get stuck to the chocolate, and it was a nightmare to get it off. So I think you need some decent cling film. And there we are, just sticking the spoons in. They did stand up. I know it looks like some of them are a bit wonky, but they did stand up mostly, and they stood up. When I did my my trial run ones, they all stood up perfectly. So obviously it does depend how much chocolate you have in your little pot. And there they are, ready to go in the fridge. So then we moved on, and we were doing all sorts of icing sugar decorations, if you like, and using different things to dip in them. So we made a massive batch of icing sugar, and then we started colouring different bowls. So we kept some white, we made some red, we made some green. Obviously you could do any colours that you want on this. It took us a while to get the right consistency. As you can see in the back there's a couple that we'd already tried and they didn't coat well enough. Obviously, thinking about it, and Mum mentioned we should have got the golden Oreos, because obviously trying to put white icing over a brown biscuit is quite hard, obviously, to keep it covered. So that obviously would be a good tip, and in retrospect I wish we had done. It did cover quite well on the other colours, but we didn't do many of the white ones because we just realised it wasn't gonna to coat. So the inspiration for these, Mum had found some nice bits on Pinterest, and the red ones were like baubles basically, and then I'd seen Christmas tree decorations as well, which is what we decided to do for the shortcake triangular biscuits to make them into Christmas trees. So we were dipping Oreos, we were dipping the shortbread, we were going to make brownies, but again, I'm one of these people, you know, I do struggle and I'm not perfect. I bought brownies, I bought biscuits, I could have made them, yes. Did I have the time and energy? No. And I certainly wouldn't have had the time and energy to bake them, let everything cool, and then decorate everything. Like, this took all my energy for that day, and it was well worth it because A, I had a lot of fun, B, I got to spend time with my mum on my own, which was lovely, and C, we got a lot done in that time. So I'm glad I bought them, and I would say to you, you know, if you're not a baker, or you're like me and you don't have the time or the energy, or you physically just can't do it, don't beat yourself up about it. I'm not. I just bought them, end of. I don't even care. So you do you. If you love to bake, by all means make your own. And I think, you know, having you could have made the circular baubles with brownies if you cut them into circles, but we had squares. These trees, I thought, I mean, they don't look amazing there, but they were still drying at this point, and they came out so well. I'd got some really nice sprinkles. In fact, I got 2 lots of different sprinkles, and they had some lovely bits on them, like you see snowflakes, there's gold stars, you know, there's regular sprinkles, but there was also holly as well, and little reindeer heads there that I'm just picking out. So there was some really nice sprinkles. So again, you can decorate these how you choose. I thought I was going to almost copy the Pinterest pictures, but actually we didn't. You know, we took the idea, but then we made it our own. And here's me dipping the brownies now. So they were quite hard to actually dip and cover completely, so I decided just to make sure the tops were done, because I would just leave in chunks of brownie in the bowl, and then obviously you then have that on your, like, in your icing, which sort of ruins it a little bit. And then we had quite a lot of the white icing left, so even though obviously white doesn't look like a Christmas tree, we just decided to cover some of those biscuits in white icing as well, which we thought came out really nice. They did look lovely. And there's us just decorating. So I had to speed this video up because otherwise it was a really long video. And and I didn't want it to become a little bit tedious where you're sort of watching us decorate for hours. So I hope it's not sped up too much for you, and you can still just sort of get a gist of what we're doing. And if you enjoy watching decorating videos, as some people do, I hope that you can enjoy the decorations as well. Moving on to the next project. So I'm doing this in the order we did everything, so that we were letting things dry and moving on to the next thing. So these are our snowmen poop bags. This is just a little novelty gift. I bought these cellophane star bags from Studio Catalogue. They're in my haul that I did a few weeks ago. And basically I just picked out all the white mini marshmallows, and I just put in whatever I thought was a decent portion into the bag. That bag was actually quite big. We could have done with smaller bags. So I folded the top over, and as you can see, I just popped that over the top and stapled it. Made a bit of a pig's ear as stapling, just ignore that bit. So we stuck that on. These would be really good for Christmas Eve boxes. Like if my kids were younger, I would put this in a Christmas Eve box for them, along with chocolate powder and everything to make a hot chocolate. It'd also be funny just for, you know, friends, children's gifts, neighbours, etc. So here we are moving on to the next thing, because the snowman poop was so quick. I was just getting out, obviously, candy canes, and I'm making a decoration. So again, this is actually an edible decoration. But you might want to make these too far in advance for them to then be edible. It's really up to you. So we're trying to stick it with edible glue, which I didn't even know you could get. This is quite new to me, and I thought we'd try it. The glue was not that successful. I would use icing sugar next time, but our icing sugar had got a bit hard at this point, and I wasn't sure how successful that would be. So we're just tying it together just to hold the glue. Obviously you could put a rubber band or a hairband. We didn't have anything like that handy, so we just tied it up. And then once it's set, Mum's just putting a pretty little ribbon on it. What you need to do, this is a place card holder, so you need 2 of the hooky bits to be sort of straight like those ones, so that obviously you can hold it like that. You put the place card in, and then obviously you've got the other one at the back to help support it. And you could sort of decorate it in any way. We kept it simple because we like simple, but you could jazz it up as much as you wanted to, and you could have these all over your Christmas table. As me deciding to have a hot chocolate while we were busy. So we were just breaking the curled bits off of the candy canes, because you just need the stick, and then you need to warm a skewer, or what would be better is a clean sterilised screwdriver. You do need something a little bit more thick than what we actually had, and I know in the tutorial we watched, the lady did use a screwdriver, but the main thing is it needs to be hot so it pierces through the marshmallow and glides through. So we put, as you can see, 3 marshmallows on each stick. This was actually quite therapeutic. I quite enjoyed doing this. So now we decided to sit down and decorate the snowmen on candy canes. So I did buy strawberry laces, as you can see. What I didn't realise is they were really thick. If you're going to do this, I recommend you find the regular thickness of the strawberry laces, because these were too thick and they didn't work perfectly. I mean, we got them to stay and everything, but they just would have been better had they been normal thickness. But you can use anything that you can think of for a scarf. There's me trying to glue it. I wondered if the glue would hold. I didn't think it would, but I wanted to try. So it was me holding it for ages while Mum was decorating all these little snowmen. But it didn't work. Spoiler alert, I had to give it up and just tie it up. So I didn't bother using that edible glue again for that. And then we were using edible icing pens for the rest of the decorations. So I should just put some eyes on him and some buttons. That was me playing with it because it looked like he had his arms up. I know it's a scarf, but it looked like arms. So I decided to try and put M&Ms on as buttons because I thought that would be cute. They kind of stuck and then they kind of didn't. Oh, this is my little slow-mo trying to eat my marshmallows, and then Mum's like, I would have got you a spoon, you know. And I was just, I didn't even think about it. I just couldn't get them marshmallows out the cup. Oh, they were all nice and full of hot chocolate and gloopy. Absolutely lovely. Look at that. That was a good hot chocolate. I enjoyed that. Anyway, back to the M&Ms. So all we could get in B&M were crispy M&Ms, and I didn't realise, I think they were a little bit thicker. And here is me showing you the ice biscuits. So this is the ones that have dried. So obviously we've got the brownie presents, we've got the shortcake biscuit trees, and then we have the Oreo ornaments. And then we're just trying to decide how to decorate them. Again, we got these pens out. Those pens were really good, well worth it. I was looking in Tesco's, and to buy them individually, I think it was something ridiculous, like £1 or £1.50 per tube, but I got a tube of 4 for £2. Like, I don't know how they justify the price of the single ones, but anyway, look for the actual tub of 4. It's a lot better value, and we've got tons left. We could do so much more with it as well, which is handy because I've got a birthday in January and a birthday in February, so I may well use them for decorating for that. As you can see, my button just fell off. I was so upset because I wanted them to have buttons. I just thought it'd be a really nice treat, but again, I would have used icing sugar. What I would suggest, if you do any of these things and you want to attach things, definitely use icing sugar because it does work better. So I think these green Christmas trees came out quite well. Like, the colour was nice and vivid. It coated lovely on the biscuit. I didn't like the colour green so much on the brownie and the Oreo because, again, you could sort of see the change in colour where it was darker underneath. They didn't come out as well. These are some of our finished ones that we did, our decorated ones. So that was the spoons once they came out the fridge and they're all set. As you can see, they're all standing up nicely. So that's my fridge. That was the testers that I did, that I trialled first. Like I said, they came out better, so I've actually added my ones in. So these did come out well, and they just slid out of the pot there, as you can see. And although I was holding the camera, so I couldn't show you, but the cling film just came off really nicely on these ones. Then I made a hot chocolate with half the amount of chocolate powder, and you put the spoon in with the chocolate and you just stir. So what does happen is the spoon does get a little bit sticky because it is a candy cane at the end of the day. So just be aware of that. Obviously a plastic or a wooden spoon would be preferable, really, but these looked good and they gave it a lovely flavour. My kids had these, they loved it. They said it gave it a lovely flavour. One of mine just put it into milk. They didn't put any hot chocolate powder in, and they enjoyed that too. So I think it's really up to you how you do it. These are all the goodies that we made. This is everything here. Our little finished green Christmas tree biscuits, our shortbread, and they are all the Oreos we made. our snowman poop. And then you've got our presents and a little mixture there of everything, and our little candy cane snowmen. So you can put Hershey's Kisses on top of those snowmen to give them hats. That is a bag that I tied up. So I put the bombs in a bag. If you were to give that to a family or to your children, you could tie it all up in a bag. In fact, you can put any of these things in a cellophane bag and do it up, or put it in a box, like I said, and it would make a lovely present. So I hope that you have got some inspiration from this. These were easy, these were cheap, and they were fun to make. And even if you don't want to make them for gifts, you could make these with your kids during the holidays and just have a bit of fun. Like, there you go, there's snowmen in a bag. That could be a gift for a teacher. It was so much fun doing this, and I hope you have enjoyed it very much. And please like this video if you enjoyed it, just so that I know that you did, and to help my channel out. Thank you everyone. Bye.